Before we get into the show, this episode is brought to you by Widewail. The team at Widewail has one more Voice of the Resident live event for you. This is it, the last one. On June the 6th at 3 p.m. Eastern, they'll cover everything resident reviews have to teach us about retention trends. The 45-minute live session will be based on research from 400,000 Google reviews, providing data-backed answers to common questions. Does investing in parking reduce turnover? If our amenities don't meet expectations, does that cause renewal problems? We know maintenance impacts retention, but by exactly how much? Using AI topic and sentiment analysis, Widewail's identified the trends driving positive and negative retention outcomes. Sign up at widewail.com/data. That's Thursday, June the 6th at 3 p.m. Eastern. Sign up at widewail.com/data. Do you have a willingness to learn? I'm going to give you 3 important reasons why having a willingness to learn is important. It's really important. And it's not really just about like acquiring a new skill or skills. Learning is not necessarily about that. It really is about an attitude. It's about creating an attitude that sort of propels you in terms of who you are when you show up in the world and what you have to offer the world and how you can be a beneficial presence to the world. So learning is that. It's really about an attitude. It's about a mindset. It's not necessarily about acquiring new skills. That's a piece of it. But the bigger picture here is that you are putting in place a growth mindset and a positive attitude that you can apply to anything as it relates to learning. So here's a couple of things, 3 reasons why it's really important. It gives you the ability to adapt. If you have this learning mindset, then you have this unique ability to adapt in any situation. So anything that presents itself, whether it be in a business environment or it presents itself in a personal environment, it doesn't matter what it is, you have the ability to adapt and to adjust and to pivot. If you have some big monumental thing happen to you in your life, you move on. You wake up, let's say said thing happens one day, the very next day you wake up. And you have a very peaceful attitude about big thing that happened to you because you know that you have the ability to adapt because you have armed yourself with all of the skill set to do that, whether it be personal character development, etc. You just adapt. It's just another day of the year and you wake up and you keep going. The other thing, if you're in an organization, it creates this culture of growth. When you invest in other people in the way of teaching them how to learn, in having this attitude of learning, you create this culture that's like this collective growth mechanism. I've sit in organizations where you have this opportunity to study together, to use books or other prompts, intellectual properties. You introduce them into the course of meeting, and you have these vibrant discussions about things. You create this culture of growth. You put that learning mindset into every single person in your organization. It has this trickle down effect. And all of a sudden you have this company full of people who just love to learn and love to grow. And they love to grow with each other. And they push each other and they prod each other and they love each other along the way. You've given them this is the third thing. You've given them tools. Right? You've given them one of the most important tools in our tool belt, right? The most important tool is the ability to have this positive growth mindset where learning is very important to you and everything you run into is a lesson in your life. This world is a great big education. You have to embrace it, hug it, because that world is teaching you everything you need to know about life. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon. We'll be right back to the episode. But first, a message from our sponsor, Widewail. Widewail is in the middle of a fantastic data and research live event series called Voice of the Resident. It's 3 parts. Part 1, which covered our tour and move-in, and Part 2, which covered residency, are complete. You can now watch those on demand. The final event is on retention. You'll learn the most important retention trends Widewail's uncovered in 400,000 resident Google reviews. Part 3 is on Thursday, June the 6th at 3 p.m. Eastern. To register for Part 3, or watch parts 1 and 2, go to widewail.com/data. And now back to the episode.